Good morning, everybody. So, innovation over disruption. I learned this lesson the hard way. It cost me a lot of money. So I'll give you a real life case example. I started in business in early 90s, 92 I think it was. And so taking into consideration, when I started in business, the internet wasn't really around. In fact, my first .com was very, very early. I had a .com in 1995, and the internet only really came out in 1990. So when I started in business, the internet wasn't there to do research, etc. It had just started to come out. And I had an idea for a business called We Buy Smart, and it was basically like Groupon. And at the time, I'd only just really started the research to bring this product to market. And in my early days as an entrepreneur, my idea was that if somebody will pay me money or somebody will sign a contract with me, then maybe I have a business, and then can I scale that? And there was no such thing as funding at that time. You had to have, I think my first 10 companies or probably 15 companies I funded myself, just through savings and going out and selling, and just scaled them through sales. Basically, I was always good at selling. But I had an idea to do We Buy Smart. And I saw that at that time, Groupon was just coming to the UK. In fact, they were advertising for salespeople in the UK. And when I did a bit of research on them, I found that basically they've just been offered, I think, $3 billion from Google. And I thought, oh man, there's no way I'm going to be able to compete with them. So I didn't do the business. And, I thought that when I was younger and I was just starting out, I thought, well, if you can be first to market, if you can be the first person to do that particular thing, then you would win, right? So it's not actually the case, and it's a very, very valuable lesson. So what I would say to you is this: if you think about, say, looking over a river and you see a great opportunity at the other side of the river, for you to get there, you're going to have to build a bridge. Now, if you can put tolls on that bridge, then do it, right? If you can't, then don't. And so basically, if you can patent the product, if you can protect the product, then it's a good idea to do innovative things. If you can't, then there's no point in doing it, because by the time you've built the bridge, you'll have no money left, and everybody else will be able to go over that bridge faster than you. So what I would say is, look for an industry that exists already and disrupt it. If you look at Branson, everything that he did was existing industries, and he just did it different. He just did it better, and he's built billions of dollars of companies over the years just doing that. And innovation's the hardest thing to do, because you have to educate the market. So my first .com, I wasn't selling the business idea. I wasn't selling the product that I was selling, really. It was more educating the market on what the internet was. Everybody said to me, what's the internet? What's email? I use fax, And so I was educating the market on what that actual product, that the thing that I was using to actually deliver my product, i.e. the internet, I was explaining what that is. And if you think of today, AI is the same, right? So if you go out to a company and say, I've got this new innovation, it's an AI that does X, people will say, well, what does an AI do? There's still a lot of people still really don't understand AI, machine learning, etc. So you have to educate the market on the whole thing, not just on your product. And so always think about innovation as, can I protect it? Can I put the tolls on the bridge and charge everybody to go over my bridge? If not, don't do it. It will be incredibly expensive. So disrupt, if other people are doing it, great, that's a good thing, right? Because they've already proven that there's a market demand. They've already proven that basically, there's money to be made. Maybe they've raised money already, etc. And if you can just come in and do something a little bit different, maybe you can innovate a little bit on how the product's delivered, or maybe you can come in with something. I wouldn't always go cheaper. I would look for more value, provide more value rather than something cheaper. Don't just come in and try and undercut, the market and people. Try and add more value. And if you can do that, you'll win. And so always think that if you can't put the tolls, then don't do it. And disruption's always the best. And I'd say most of my businesses, if not all today, are businesses that are in a disruptive phase. They're doing something a bit different, and sometimes that can be quite costly as well. One of my fitness companies, we've innovated incredibly on the product, so we're disrupting the market through innovation, but it's cost us over $1 million to build the product to a level that makes it completely different from everything else on the market. But that has a huge exit potential at the moment, so it's worked. But so that's the lesson for today. If you're thinking about starting a business and you have a good idea and you've seen maybe something in a niche in the market, if you can protect that, go ahead. You'll create a huge company. But if you can't put tolls on the bridge, don't do it.